Welcome. This is the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, and we are so glad that you've made it to a calmer corner of your day. Here, we focus on real solutions, practical help, and the kind of encouragement we could all use a little more of. So let's get to it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Senior Safety Advice Podcast. I'm Esther Kane, a retired occupational therapist and a certified aging in place specialist. This is March. March is Mobility and Independence Month. And today we're going to talk about the importance of good posture. And I know, posture sounds like one of those things that your mother used to nag you about. Sit up straight, don't slouch. But this isn't about looking proper or rigid or uncomfortable in any way. It's about safety. It's about breathing, and it's about balance, pain, and how your body feels moving throughout the day. And when I talk about safety, I'm talking about fall risk safety. All right, so here's the part that surprises a lot of people. Poor posture can quietly increase your fall risk. It can make walking harder. It can even affect your digestion and your energy level. So yeah, posture matters more than most people realize. What I've noticed over the years is that posture doesn't usually get worse overnight. It changes slowly. A little more leaning forward, a little more rounding in the shoulders, a little more stiffness in the neck and the back. And people often don't notice it until something starts to hurt, or your balance feels off, or standing up from a chair suddenly feels harder. And here's where this really connects. Your posture affects how your weight moves through your body. If your head is forward, your center of gravity shifts, and that makes balance trickier. I see this all the time with seniors who feel unsteady but can't quite explain why. So let's just picture this together for a second. When you're sitting or standing, your ears, shoulders, and hips should more or less line up. Not perfectly, not stiff, you're not a robot, but just stacked comfortably. When the head drifts forward, even a little, the neck and the upper back have to work much harder. That leads to fatigue. It leads to tension and that heavy, achy feeling that you get by midday. And honestly, this is something that families don't always connect to safety. Now, good posture also helps you to breathe better. When the chest is open, the lungs have more room, and breathing becomes easier and deeper. And better breathing means better oxygen to the brain, which affects your focus, your reaction time, your steadiness. That's a really big deal. Now, let's talk about sitting, because that's where posture slips the most. At least I know that that's where it happens to me. Couches, recliners, kitchen chairs, office chairs. When someone sinks back with the pelvis rolled under, the spine naturally rounds. Your neck juts forward to see the TV, and shoulders collapse inward. And after a while, the body starts to think that that's normal. Then, when it's time to stand up, everything feels tight and awkward, and that first step feels really unsteady. I've seen so many near falls happen right then and there. So, a simple shift can really help. Sit with your feet flat on the floor, scoot your bottom back in the chair a little, and let your back rest against the chair instead of hovering in front of it. You don't need to sit ramrod straight, just support it. And if the chair doesn't give you good support, maybe even a small pillow behind your lower back can help, like a lumbar pillow. Now, standing posture matters too, especially when waiting in line or standing at the sink washing dishes. Try this thought. Imagine a string gently lifting the top of your head, not pulling, just lifting. Let your shoulders relax down instead of creeping up, and let your chest open up a bit. This alone can reduce your neck and shoulder pain, and it helps your weight stay centered over your feet, which brings me back to balance again. When posture improves, balance often improves right along with it. I've seen people feel steadier without doing a single balance exercise just by changing how they hold themselves, by changing their posture. Now, let's talk about walking and walking posture because this one really affects your confidence. If your head is down and your shoulders are rounded when you're walking, then your steps naturally get shorter and your feet don't clear the ground or the floor as well. Therefore, the risk of tripping goes up. So looking ahead, chest open, arms swinging naturally, that helps the whole walking pattern smooth out. So I want you to practice that. Next time you go for a walk, notice, are you bending down? Is your head down a little bit? Are your shoulders slouched a little bit? Look ahead, open up your chest, and swing your arms naturally. It's going to feel weird at first if you haven't done it for a while, but practice it, and it will improve your walking. And here's something I always share. Good posture doesn't mean that you're never going to have any back pain or shoulder pain or neck pain ever, but it often means less pain over time, especially, as I said, in the neck, shoulders, and your lower back. Posture isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. You notice it, you adjust gently, then you move on. No scolding yourself, no forcing anything. And if you're caring for someone else, that matters for you too, because caregivers often hunch without realizing it. They're leaning forward, they're rushing, they're holding tension in their body, and that can easily take a toll. So checking your posture throughout the day is an act of self-care. And honestly, good posture sends great message to the brain. It says, I'm stable, I'm supported, I'm safe, and I'm caring for myself. That calm signal matters more than people realize. So start small. One chair, one mirror check, one gentle rest at a time. And over time, it really does add up. Well, that's all I have for you today. And I want to thank you again for being here with me. If today's episode gave you some useful insights or new ideas, then please share it with someone who might find it helpful as well. You can discover even more expert tips and helpful guides for seniors and caregivers at seniorsafetyadvice.com. My phone. And hey, if you're searching for an aging in place specialist, then visit our website at aginginplacedirectory.com and come back tomorrow for more useful tips, insights, and ideas right here on the Senior Safety Advice Podcast. And hey, if you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel or the podcast yet, then please go ahead and do that right now. That really helps us to reach more people who could use this kind of support and information. So until next time, take care of yourself and the ones that you love.
This podcast is part of our mission to help older adults live safely and independently. If you'd like to take the next step, visit aginginplacedirectory.com, where you'll find specialists, helpful resources, and inspiration to make every home your place to thrive.